Hello. It's a very exciting day for me today because I have my new album, or maybe more of a EP because it's 6 songs, EP, out today. And I thought it would be kind of interesting maybe to go over some of the songs, maybe all of the songs. We'll see how kind of I can keep up with the idea of creating these videos. But yeah, so I was thinking, starting with the first track, kind of break it down a little bit and see what makes that song, I think, interesting in particular. So this song, the first one's called False Return. And what's interesting about it, I created the chord progression using this idea that's often referred to as the Shopen method. So what the idea is this, that you start with 3 notes, very simple notes. For those of you that care, this is a minor triad, like this little kind of sound, 3 notes. And so what you do then is decide on a direction, whether it's down or up, whether you want to kind of go ascending or descending with your chord progression. And you start moving 1 note at a time and 1 step at a time. So what that means is, for instance, you can go from here to here. And so the interesting thing about that is what you're going to end up with in terms of all the chords that are going to be following one another is a chord progression that is not going to be conforming to any diatonic key. So essentially kind of like colors that really do not go with each other whatsoever, but at the same time, it's because they're so close to one another. So from here to there, and then I'll continue in a minute, and you'll see you'll end up with chords, or maybe you can think of it as colors that are very similar. They're very closely related, but they're also very non-conforming to one diatonic key. So let me show you what that means kind of here. So we start with this idea of, like I said, and then we go to, and then from there, actually let me start lower. So one more time, a little better. You see, they're kind of very close. Anyway, so that's kind of the full chord progression. Now let's see what that kind of means here in the song. So we start with this kind of bell-like instrument that is coming, by the way, from the groove synthesis 3rd wave, which is mind-bogglingly, amazingly fantastic. That's a long one. Synthesizer is one of my favorite synthesizers. Anyway, and the bass here is coming from the same synthesizer. So all of it is coming from here at the moment. And you're going to see how sonically amazingly capable this synth is in a minute. Anyway, and so you can hear the descending quality, and then some drums and some other stuff. It's kind of like trip hop, kind of reminiscent of like some old school trip hop vibes, I guess, a little bit. And so I thought, what's interesting here is that the chords are so disparate. Let's bring in some like lead melody that will weave them together a little bit. So here is that lead melody. And you can hear this sound is very much like evolving a lot. And that is what one of the strengths of this 3rd wave. It's coming from the 3rd wave. And then I added some more like cinematic type of sounds, like and so now we're getting close to my favorite part of the song, which is such a nice little melody, and I think really brings everything together. This little piano. Yeah. And so funny is that thing is that when I was kind of making this song and I wrote this little part, and then I showed it to my wife, Courtney, and she's like, or And then at one point I'm like, actually this kind of reminds me of the TV show Severance. And she's like, well, I thought that was the whole point. So it's funny, she thought that we had been watching Severance at that time. She thought it was clearly inspired by that TV show, and the soundtrack to that TV show. And I mean, maybe it was, probably it was, definitely not intentionally. But yeah, so there you have it. This is the first song. Head over to wherever you like to consume your musical content, and yeah, let me know. I hope you enjoy the EP. I'll see if I can get another video up and about another kind of song on the EP. Anyway, so yeah, take care.